That doesn't look right. No, this side looks even worse. Do you think if I just back up, sure straighten up good enough for me to put bolts in there? That's that rear end housing and whole suspension complex that we just got done spending about 18 grand to get work done. Looks like they forgot to tighten 2 bolts. Well, no luck. I cannot get those to line up. I did get the axle to straighten back up a little bit, but they're still dipped down. I'm gonna go find a place. Actually, I can do it right here, I think, but I'm not too sure. I need to drop that trailer and see if that will free it up a little bit to where I can move that around a little bit. You know, I was going down the highway, I'm like, ooh, my truck kept on kicking out sideways from me. I'm thinking, well, this is new. And I figured out why, huh? I stopped to wash the truck and the axle's sitting there hanging out. Alright, here's our current situation. I dollied down. I need a jack, a really big pry bar, and an extra set of hands. All things I don't have. Why don't I have a jack in here and a really big pry bar? I don't know. I really don't. The truck was parked for 2 months, and I was basically just taking everything I needed out of it and putting it in that garage of mine. I need to put it all back in here and buy separate tools for the garage. So I'm going to swing in here to Roland's. We're in Great Bend, Kansas, and the reviews are really good on Google. Any chances he'd let me just use a jack and a really big pry bar? Okay, so I can't borrow a jack. 100% understandable. But he said, here, give me an hour. We're noser into the shop here. And the way it sounds, it should go pretty quick. And it will go pretty quick. It just, well, here, I'll show you guys how close we are to alignment right now, where she sits, with a trailer on it. Can you guys see that? It just needs jacked up and pushed over. All my alignment things are gone too. That stinks bigger than life. Alignment bushings, they put them right there because those bolts are where they align the truck. It always stinks when they put so many new parts on that axle that out of probably a million, at least 100 bolts, the guy probably tightened up those 2 whittled loose. That stinks. All right, so this isn't going to take long. We're going to be here for about an hour, hour and a half, and they will put 2 bolts in there, and then we're just get right on our way. If you're going to break down, this is probably the best way to do it, where you just need 2 bolts and of course another alignment because all your bushings are gone. But worry about the alignment thing down the road. I just want the bolts now. W900 right there. Straight. That's what I like about it. It's not all pimped out. I like the pimped out ones too, but I'm just saying that one is nice and straight. That's what I got to work on with first class, is getting her nice and straight. All the bushings replaced, you know, stuff like that. Those exhaust brackets replaced. Maybe some new fancy exhaust. Stuff that the steps really make it look crooked. That one just looks like a really straight truck. It's got the small sleeper. Well, what is it? How big is the 72-inch, I think, would be that sleeper. I'm a little bit addicted to the 86-inch sleeper that, well, yeah, I'm addicted to that. I've been using the couch, and you should not be doing that. I have a bed. I just currently can't get upstairs to it. The couch will fold down into a bed, but it's the most uncomfortable bed that you've ever slept on. But I've been sleeping on it like a couch, and it's not too bad on the back, you know, but you don't want to do it because you make your couch go like that. With those two bolts that go into that arm that basically holds everything together down there, when they put everything back together after I had all that work done to that housing, either they used the old bolts, which I don't think they did, but they probably used old lock washers and they didn't lock on, and they just whittled their way loose, because I've had this little issue for a little bit now. Well, let's get into it. Oh yeah, thanks to Uber Dad, he's got me addicted to fountain drinks now. He once said that fountain drinks taste a lot better than bottles of like Dr. Pepper. And like, I don't like Dr. Pepper in a can because it tastes real tinny. In a bottle, that's what I usually drink it out of. But now I'm on board for that fountain drink side. But they're getting a deal with me. I like a lot of ice. Like, I'll fill that glass all the way up with ice, and there's not much pop in there, so don't be, yeah, there's not a lot of pop in there, because once the pop's gone, then I just chew on the ice. And I love chewing on ice. Never do it in front of my dad, but I love chewing on ice. I got off topic there. A while back, I started feeling the back end of my truck just get a little squishy. It just didn't feel right. You get that feeling. And so I searched the whole truck over back there, and the only thing I could find is 2 torque arm bushings on top of the rear end that were getting wore out. I thought maybe, okay, that's what's giving me a little squishiness to it. And here lately, I was feeling kind of like the back end was kicking out from behind me every time I was gearing up. I'm thinking, those bushings wouldn't control that. So I researched, or I got underneath, searched everything again. Here's the big problem. You need to put the wrench in the socket on all the bolts. Don't just look at things, because I looked right at these bolts, and they were loose. And then last night, we left Dodge City, Kansas. We have 38,000 pounds of beef trimmings heading up for Dakota City, Nebraska. And we left Dodge City last night, and it felt pretty bad. I'm like, there's something not right here. And I made it to where we were, Great Bend, Kansas. And I just, we parked her for the night, and I said, I'm going to worry about it in the morning. Well, morning came, and I was at that car wash, and I got out of my truck, and I looked over at the wheels, and I go, they're not supposed to be like that. And that's when I crawled under there, and I seen that. And what do you do then? Well, what you do then is you break out your tools. You got your big pry bar. You have your bottle jack that you keep in the truck. Of course, all your sockets and your wrenches. You run over to Napa and you buy some grade 8 bolts. You line it up and you put it in there. And you're in good shape, man. You can fix her all up pretty quick. It wasn't really too bad. But if you're like Kurt and you take all that stuff out of your truck, you go to Roland's Repair. That's who that was, Roland's Repair in Great Bend. I'm gonna go back to him. I loved that shop. Buddy, you feeling okay? Come on, come back up with me. Come on. That's how you know it's windy. When usually you get, you know, when it's pegged on E, it should be around that 1,300 miles, if not a little bit more, on a fuel system. And we're at 1,050, and she's pegged on E. That's when you know it's a little breezy out. If you're wondering what I was recording on that truck next to me, that's ice. Yeah, that's ice and snow. So he's coming from up north. I talked to Tater Tot earlier, and she says up there in South Dakota it's snowing. I don't want to see that. That truck's all coated with ice and snow too. I'm not ready for that. I'm not one for manners. Sorry. We're in Sioux City, Iowa right now. We're only about 10-15 miles from our destination over in Dakota City, Nebraska, where we will kick this wagon off. We're going to see if there's an empty wagon sitting over there. If there is, we're going to grab that and drag that back to the yard. I'm working on covering up that wooden floor. I got that foam insulation underneath of it. Now I'm just gonna put the well, you guys can't see it, the same color carpet that I put up front when we covered the wood floor up here back in June. I think that was my goal when I set out to do the floor thing, was June. I'm just now finishing it up. Maybe this morning when I put my feet down on the floor and they about turned into ice crystals was my incentive. Hey, you better do that. We were down to 16 degrees. I do have the winter front on the front of the truck. It's not really going to do much because the wind is hitting me from the back, and it's a pretty nasty wind still. It's been blowing pretty hard all day, and I think it's going to blow all night. We're about 20 miles from Sioux City in a town called Mobile. I'm going to go to the chiropractor first thing in the morning, and then go back to Sioux City, grab a trailer, and start heading for Kansas again. The way it sounds, I think we're going to do it's not Topeka, it's a town down in that neck of the woods, and then back over to Dodge City. It's the way it sounds right now though, just don't hold me to it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't yet, go check out truckingwithschmidt.com, see what Dad's been up to. You guys stay safe. Oh yeah, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. You guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.